What's good? This your man Server Kane. Tell you what it do, and we about to talk about the LAPD, Los Angeles Police Department. They got another scandal. What's going down in Los Santos?
Shocking, but the only thing shocking about it is that it's not. And neither is the near total lack of response by the city's so-called leadership, except to actually back up the thugs in blue on this one. Karen Bass, the first black woman to be the city's mayor, is acting like Ed Bradley did. He was the first black man to be the city's mayor, and he was also mayor when the beating of Rodney King took place, as well as the LA riots that followed. And what did he do about it? He sided with the white power structure because that's who he was depending on for his daily bread. Not to mention that fool was depending on the white power structure to underwrite his bid to be California's first black governor, which of course, as we all know, didn't happen. When you have these Negroes who are basically in business for themselves, they're just a bunch of self-interested social climbers, nobody can call that progress. If these bootlicks were any real threat to the status quo, the white media would have been attacking them morning, noon, and night, telling every...
Exactly. And this will leads me to this statement. And yes, I am going to say this statement. For those black folks that want to work for the government and not use your power and influence and your finances and resources and probably manpower to help out the fucking community, we're going to get you too. Viva la revolution. The only solution is revolution. Destroy your government now. You motherfuckers was on the spook who sat by the door mission and didn't even know it. But no, you got that high government paying job and you look down on your own people. I see this shit back in the day with the poor, the middle class, and the rich. You know, the rich look down on the middle class and the middle class look down on the poor and the poor look down on the homeless. I saw that shit. Classism, racism at its finest. But now, you either rich or you're poor. But yet, we still have these motherfucking black people in motherfucking office or in positions of power. They ain't even using the power to help the people. Because you know why? It's just like he said. The powers that be will be on their neck, probably have them fired and kicked out the city. You'll never work in this town again.
Well, the white media would have been attacking them morning, noon, and night, telling every lie imaginable about them. The fact that that isn't happening tells you everything you ought to know. So, what's Karen Bass doing about the latest LAPD race scandal? The same thing her predecessors did about the ones before it, and it's no surprise that it's black people who are the main targets of these racist attacks. In one instance, you had a Latino police officer identified as Shirley Burgos who offered a tip on fighting African Americans. Quote, you hit black people in the liver. I heard they got weak livers, according to the complaint. And this same person allegedly described a fellow Hispanic as a wetback after the janitor complained about her. But this Burgos character was also involved in recruitment for the LAPD, and she often pulled officer candidate profiles to see what they looked like. And apparently she also gave failing evaluations to candidates on the basis of their appearance. Now, does anybody want to ask how many of these people she was racially profiling were black? And in another instance, there was a Hispanic officer who bragged that he called the police on black children for the crime of selling chocolates. As he put it, they didn't belong there. Apparently they were too close to his neighborhood, I guess. This is the black-brown alliance that we keep hearing so much about. Trump is mass deporting these people who come from south of the border, and we have Hispanics saying that we're all in this together, but this is what black people have been dealing with for the longest time. You have Hispanics who are actually heaping hate on each other, just like you had those Hispanic LA City Council members who are attacking black residents. Nuri Martinez, who called a black toddler a monkey and also made disparaging remarks about fellow Hispanics because I guess she felt that they were too dark-skinned for her taste. This is what we've been talking about when we say you got people who come from countries that practice open anti-black racism. It's their culture, and they bring that racism to the U.S., and this is the end result. And yet, everybody tells us that that isn't happening, or if it is, we shouldn't be saying anything about it. And it's not just the LAPD. Time and again, we've seen across the country, whenever a company has some racist like this as their human resources director, we suddenly find that they're not hiring any more black people. Not that they were opening the doors for black people to begin with, but it's been these people who claim, when it suits them, that they're people of color, and yet as soon as they get installed as a human resources director, next thing you know, they're the main ones saying we're not hiring any black people. Oh, and on a side note, where's Ed Blum at? He likes to run around making false accusations about racial discrimination. No surprise he's nowhere to be found when real racial discrimination is going down. Because a number of the people who were caught on these recordings are in the LAPD's recruitment division, which means they're the ones who decide who's allowed to join the LAPD. Now, that practice in and of itself is a huge problem. You don't let any group decide something of this nature alone, especially when they have the kind of putrid racist record that the police have. Personnel ought to be handled by an outside and independent group, but most of all, selection for who is in a police department should be made by the community itself. This is not how you create a professional public safety organization.
This is why you gotta destroy the police. Eradicate them. Exterminate. Fuck the police. Fuck the police coming straight from the underground.
This is how you create a taxpayer-funded street gang, which is what the LAPD and every other so-called law enforcement organization in America are. The police should have zero say over who is hired, because that's been the entire problem. They select their inbred and incompetent family members and friends and their crooked buddies, and they also keep out honest people who won't go along with the corruption. This is the reason these police departments have these alleged manpower shortages. Oh, we're having problems hiring people. Yeah, it's because...
Yeah, you're having problems hiring people because either most of them are being discriminated against. Some of them don't want to play ball with the program. And a lot of motherfuckers just don't want to do evil shit, you know?
they're letting the criminals decide who gets hired. And then the few decent people who do manage to slip through the cracks, they wind up being harassed, maligned, and ultimately run out by the dirty cops.
Yep. And this is where you get those movies where there's a good cop on the force and he realized that there's bad cops on the force. And you watch that movie long enough to realize what the fuck the good cop have to do. It ain't try to get them locked up. No, he have to eliminate them. He had to put his life and job on the line to eradicate the cops that he's working for or working with.
Trash like this Burgos woman falsely claim, oh, we just can't find people who want to be in the police departments. No, what they mean is we can't find people who are as dirty as we are, who are going to protect our corruption. And it's not just in the LAPD. We see this nationwide. This has been the police's response to the...
We see this nationwide. I'm from Detroit. You can ask everybody in Detroit about the Big Four. It was these 4 corrupt cops that was terrorizing black motherfuckers, extortion, a whole bunch of shit. And I think maybe like 5 or 6 years ago, they tried to have a new Big Four, and the FBI came in this bitch. The FBI popped up and said, oh no, nigga, y'all gotta go. I was like, oh shit, they got 2 niggas from the Detroit Police Department. I think like 2 niggas from Highland Park Police Department. I'm not sure. I gotta look at that story again. But that shit was crazy.
Uprisings of 2020, they're trying to do some little half-brained attempt to hold the line for the rest of their crooked pals. This incident has laid bare what we've already known, which is there is no black leadership, period, in the City of Angels. Your mayor is silent, and on top of that, it turned out you had some black officer who was here talking about how this is going to be in the LA Times. Yeah, but he wasn't the one who blew the whistle on this. That's a problem. All these idiots trying to climb the ladder. And what is the response from the leadership of the city now that this scandal has broken open? The LAPD is investigating the allegations, they say, and they've launched a probe into how the officers' alleged comments and actions may have affected the department's recruitment efforts. Never mind the fact that these racist practices have been going on for decades, but they also made one...
Yeah, it's been going on since they was first created. They were slave catchers and night watch. Let's get it.
Their announcement, LAPD officials said that they're going to investigate whether this whistleblower officer's recordings were made illegally. Oh yeah, you already know they were going to be doing that one, because you see, California is a 2-party consent state. So these kind of recordings, which are crucial and important for the public to be informed of who the dirty cops are, as far as they're concerned, well, this is the kind of thing we don't want getting out there. This has nothing to do with protecting the public and everything to do with these corrupt officials protecting themselves.
Exactly. But yet, these same cops want to fuck with phone companies and force them to get your information.
You also know that this is an organized offense by the city's political leadership because you don't have anyone in the mayor's office or the DA's office or anywhere else saying that the police have no expectation of privacy when they are on the job in public talking to their colleagues, admitting to all sorts of criminality like racial profiling while they're in uniform. What expectation of privacy does anyone have under those circumstances? None. Every single one of the individuals who were caught on those recordings making these racist statements, admitting to their racial profiling and all the rest of it, every single case that they've ever touched should be thrown out. That goes without saying. That's the kind of thing that doesn't even need to be mentioned. Not only should they be fired, but every single case that any of these pieces of garbage have ever touched needs to be reviewed. If it led to any sort of conviction of someone doing jail time, it should be overturned. You have to start from scratch. That's the...
You have to eradicate these motherfuckers and make sure they are never going to exist ever again. Viva la revolution. The only solution is revolution. Destroy your government now. I'll be back.
Fuck the law, we gon' get them all, we gon' kill them all. Fuck the law, we gon' shallow grave of more. Take off to Niagara Falls, hiding from the law. Lays off like a Nick Cage, gauge with a switchblade. Display your bringing case to the rear cage. Horror shit like a horror flick. Bet you wanna wish that I won't do all the shit that I wanna spit. Fuck the shit. Got a bunch of things on the bucket list. Taking out feds, politicians, in the government. Music enemy, your brain, wash it on the public. You will own nothing and be happy, that's some sucker shit. Talk swamp, hit it with a bomb. Call me Killer Kong, stab it with a bomb. Fire him up like a sister bomb. It's the bomb, get a bigger applause from the biggest song. Call a missing dog, coming out of the synagogue. Fuck the law, we gon' get them all, we gon' kill them all. Fuck the law, we gon' get them all, we gon' kill them all. Fuck the law, we gon' get them all, we gon' kill them all. Fuck the law, we gon' get them all, we gon' kill them all. Fuck the law, we gon' get them all, we gon' kill them all. Fuck the law, we gon' get them all, we gon' kill them all. Fuck the law, we gon' get them all, we gon' kill them all. Fuck the law, we gon' get them all, we gon' kill them all. Said it all, time to pay the cost because I'm a boss. Don't get lost in the fucking songs, hanging with these laws cause they all undercover laws, trying to stay your heart, knock you off from your fucking door. Nigga don't be soft, going hard on the fucking hoe. Fuck COINTELPRO, shoot a bed in the fucking head by his elbow. Yeah, bro, hopping out the whip, saying yeah, ho, where Dr. Fauci about to pop up in the head, bro. It's fake, beating Bill Gates with some milk crates, fucking deep fake. I'ma destroy the deep state, confidential files, I'ma put that shit on eBay. Chase the feds down, shoot them all on the freeway. At a speedway, shot a cop, beating cheesecake. Fucking clean slate, beat your body with a deep race. Fucking deep fake, can't wait till the